Imagine standing on the edge of 2025, looking back at the habits, fears, and distractions that held you back this year. What if I told you that letting go of just 6 things could completely transform your life before this year ends? These aren't small changes, they're life-altering shifts rooted in timeless Buddhist wisdom, designed to help you find clarity, peace, and success as we step into a new year. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover could be the game changer you've been waiting for. 1. Quit living on autopilot. How many days have you lived without truly living? When was the last time you stopped and asked yourself, am I consciously choosing my life, or am I just going through the motions? Most of us operate on autopilot, driven by habits, routines, and external pressures. But Buddhism teaches that life's true essence is found in awareness and intention, not in blindly following patterns. Living on autopilot disconnects you from your purpose. You wake up, go through your day, and fall asleep without ever reflecting on what truly matters. It's like running a race without knowing where the finish line is. This unconscious existence robs you of joy, fulfillment, and meaning. Start each morning by asking yourself, what is one thing I want to do today with full awareness and purpose? It could be as simple as savoring your morning coffee without distractions or taking a mindful walk. Throughout the day, pause and bring your focus back to the present moment. Ask yourself, am I acting with intention, or am I just reacting to life? Quitting autopilot living is the first step to reclaiming your life. When you live with mindfulness and intention, you'll notice a profound shift, not just in your productivity, but in your sense of peace and purpose. 2. Quit holding on to past regrets. The past is unchangeable, but clinging to regrets keeps you stuck in pain. Buddhism emphasizes letting go of what no longer serves you. Regrets weigh you down and block your ability to move forward with joy and purpose. Write down your biggest regret on a piece of paper. Reflect on what it taught you, and then destroy the paper as a symbolic act of release. Commit to learning from the past, but not living in it. 3. Quit comparing yourself to others. Comparison is one of the quickest ways to steal your happiness. When you compare yourself to others, you focus on what you don't have instead of appreciating what you do. It's like trying to run a race while constantly looking at someone else's track. You'll lose sight of your own path. Buddhism teaches that no 2 people have the same journey, just as no 2 flowers bloom at the same time. When you compare yourself, you're measuring your life against someone else's highlights. Social media, conversations, or even casual observations often show you the best parts of someone else's life, but they don't show the struggles, hard work, or sacrifices behind the scenes. This creates an illusion of perfection that leaves you feeling inadequate. Comparison not only creates envy, but also robs you of your uniqueness. Imagine a lotus flower trying to look like a rose. It would lose its beauty and identity in the process. In the same way, trying to mold yourself to match someone else's achievements or lifestyle takes you away from your true self. Instead of comparing, practice gratitude for your own journey. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but you're moving forward, learning, and growing. That's something to celebrate. Why quit comparing yourself? It distracts you. When you focus on others, you lose time and energy that could be spent improving yourself. It creates self-doubt. Comparison leads to negative self-talk, making you feel like you're not enough. It blocks gratitude. You can't appreciate your own blessings when you're focused on what others have. Morning reflection. Each morning, think of one thing you're proud of about yourself. It could be something you accomplished, a personal strength, or even a small improvement you made yesterday. Write it down and remind yourself that your journey is unique. Limit social media. Reduce the time you spend scrolling through other people's lives. Instead, use that time to focus on your goals or practice mindfulness. Celebrate small wins. At the end of each day, write down one thing you did well. These small victories remind you that progress is progress, no matter the size. Remember, your path is yours alone. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing the moon to the sun. They each shine in their own time and purpose. When you let go of comparison, you free yourself to focus on your growth, your happiness, and your unique journey. Start today by looking inward, not outward. You'll find more joy, confidence, and peace when you walk your path with pride. 4. Quit fearing change. Change is one of life's most constant forces, yet it's something many of us resist. We cling to the familiar because it feels safe, even when it's holding us back. But here's the truth. Growth is impossible without change. In Buddhism, change is seen as the nature of existence, a reminder that nothing stays the same forever. Instead of fearing it, we are encouraged to embrace it as an opportunity for transformation. Fear of change often comes from uncertainty. The unknown feels risky because we don't have control over it. But clinging to what is familiar can lead to stagnation, leaving you stuck in situations, habits, or mindsets that no longer serve you. Imagine holding on to a branch in a river, afraid to let go. You're safe for now, but you're also stuck, unable to explore where the river might take you. Buddhism teaches that everything in life is impermanent, our feelings, circumstances, even our physical selves. This might sound unsettling at first, but it's also freeing. Impermanence means that no matter how difficult a situation may seem, it won't last forever. It also means that opportunities for growth and happiness are always within reach, as long as we're willing to adapt. When you fear change, you often create worst-case scenarios in your mind. What if I fail? What if it gets worse? These thoughts make change seem like a threat instead of a possibility. But what if you flip the script? What if you saw change as a chance to learn, grow, and discover something better? Here's the key. Letting go of fear doesn't mean ignoring the challenges that come with change. It means facing them with courage and curiosity. Each time you embrace change, you expand your comfort zone, becoming stronger and more adaptable. Over time, you'll realize that change isn't something to fear. It's something to welcome. How to quit fearing change? Shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "What could go wrong?" ask, "What could go right?" Focus on the potential benefits of change, like personal growth, new opportunities, or a fresh start. Embrace small changes. First, start with small changes in your daily routine, like taking a new route to work, trying a new hobby, or speaking up in a situation where you'd normally stay quiet. These small acts of courage build your confidence to face bigger changes. Use mindfulness to stay present. Fear of change often comes from worrying about the future. Mindfulness grounds you in the present, helping you face change one moment at a time instead of getting overwhelmed by what might happen. Reflect on past changes. Think about a time when change brought something good into your life. Maybe it was a new job, a move, or even a setback that taught you an important lesson. Use these experiences to remind yourself that change can lead to growth. Let go of the need for control. It's natural to want to control outcomes, but the truth is, some things are beyond your control. Practice acceptance by reminding yourself, "I can't control everything, but I can control how I respond." This mindset reduces fear and increases resilience. Reflect on a change you're avoiding. Write down a change you've been resisting. Ask yourself, Why am I afraid of this change? What is the worst that could happen? What is the best that could happen? Often you'll realize that the potential benefits far outweigh the risks. Take one small step toward change. Break the change into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you want to switch careers, start by researching industries or updating your resume. Taking action reduces fear and builds momentum. Why embracing change matters. When you quit fearing change, you open yourself to life's possibilities. Instead of clinging to the past or resisting the future, you start flowing with the natural rhythm of life. Change becomes less about loss and more about growth, less about fear and more about opportunity. Imagine if a caterpillar feared the transformation into a butterfly. It would miss out on the beauty of flight. In the same way, when you embrace change, you step into your potential and discover strengths you never knew you had. Buddhism teaches that clinging creates suffering. When you let go of the need to control or resist change, you find freedom. You stop seeing change as something that happens to you and start seeing it as something that happens for you. Change is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Every change, whether small or life-altering, brings with it the chance to grow, learn, and become stronger. As this year comes to a close, ask yourself, what change am I ready to embrace? Take that first step and let life unfold in ways you never imagined. 5. Quit seeking external validation. How often do you find yourself wondering, what will they think of me? Whether it's seeking approval from family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers on social media, this constant need for validation can become exhausting. Buddhism teaches that true peace comes from within, not from the fleeting opinions or praise of others. The more you rely on external validation, the more you lose touch with your own inner truth. When you depend on others to define your worth, you're handing over control of your happiness. People's opinions are unpredictable. They can change in an instant. Today they might praise you, and tomorrow they might criticize you. Chasing this approval is like running on a treadmill. You're constantly moving, but you're never truly going anywhere. External validation is rooted in a fear of rejection. We seek approval because we want to feel accepted, loved, and valued. But here's the truth. No amount of external praise can fill the void of self-doubt. That void can only be filled by self-acceptance. When you stop seeking validation from others, you take back your power and start living authentically. Why quit seeking external validation? It keeps you in a cycle of dependence. When you rely on others for approval, your confidence depends on factors you can't control. This makes you vulnerable to criticism and rejection. It creates stress and anxiety. Constantly wondering if you're meeting others' expectations takes a toll on your mental health. You end up living for others instead of living for yourself. It distracts you from your true purpose. Seeking validation can lead you to make decisions based on what others want, not what aligns with your values and goals. This disconnect creates frustration and unhappiness. How to stop seeking external validation? Focus on self-validation. Start by asking yourself, what do I think about this decision? Does it feel right for me? Trust your own judgment instead of looking to others for approval. Set boundaries. Recognize when you're overextending yourself to please others. Learn to say no to requests or expectations that don't align with your priorities. Practice mindfulness. When you notice yourself craving validation, pause and ask, why do I need this approval right now? Often the craving comes from insecurity. Mindfulness helps you address the root cause instead of acting on it. Celebrate your wins. Privately, you don't need others to validate your achievements. Take time to reflect on what you've accomplished and give yourself credit. write it down in a journal, or simply acknowledge it in your thoughts. Daily self-affirmation. Each morning, look in the mirror and repeat an affirmation like, "I am enough just as I am. My worth comes from within, not from others' opinions." Repeating these affirmations rewires your mind to seek approval from yourself, not others. Track your inner validation. At the end of each day, write down one decision or action you took that felt true to you, regardless of others' opinions. Over time, this habit strengthens your confidence in your own judgment. The power of self-validation. Imagine a life where you make decisions based on your values, passions, and purpose, not on what others might think. This is the freedom that comes from quitting the need for external validation. You stop comparing yourself to others, stop fearing rejection, and start living boldly and authentically. Buddhism teaches that our true worth is already within us. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're enough, capable, or deserving. The more you connect with this inner truth, the less power external opinions will have over you. Here's a perspective to consider. If someone praises you, does that make you more valuable? If someone criticizes you, does that make you less valuable? The answer is no. Your worth is not determined by others. It's determined by how you see yourself. Quit seeking validation from others and start seeking it from yourself. When you live authentically and stay true to your values, you don't need the approval of others to feel fulfilled. As you step into, as this year comes to a close, make a commitment to trust yourself, celebrate your journey, and live for your own truth. True confidence and peace come from within, and they're waiting for you to claim them. 6. Quit neglecting the present moment. The present moment is all we truly have, yet it's often the first thing we overlook. Our minds are constantly pulled in different directions, reliving the past, worrying about the future, or getting lost in endless distractions. But Buddhism teaches that the present moment is the ultimate reality. It's where life happens, where joy resides, and where clarity begins. When you neglect the present, you're not just missing out on moments, you're missing out on life itself. Living in the past traps you in regret or nostalgia. You replay old mistakes, wishing you could change them, or long for days that have already passed. On the other hand, living in the future fills you with anxiety, worrying about what might go wrong or endlessly planning for a moment that hasn't yet arrived. In both cases, you lose connection with the here and now, the only time you have control over. When you neglect the present, you also miss the simple joys that make life meaningful. The laughter of a loved one, the taste of a meal, the warmth of the sun on your skin. These fleeting moments are the threads that weave a beautiful life, but they can only be experienced if you're fully present. Why quit neglecting the present moment? The present is the only time you can act. The past is unchangeable, and the future is unpredictable. The only time you can make choices, take action, or create change is right now. The present grounds you in gratitude. When you focus on the now, you become aware of the blessings around you. Gratitude naturally arises when you pause to appreciate what's happening in the moment. The present reduces stress and overthinking. Most stress comes from worrying about the future or regretting the past. Being present frees you from this mental tug-of-war, giving you peace of mind. How to stay anchored in the present moment. Practice mindful breathing. Your breath is your anchor to the now. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or distracted, take a few deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. This simple practice brings your attention back to the present moment. Engage your senses. Use your senses to ground yourself. What do you see, hear, feel, taste, or smell right now? For example, If you're drinking tea, notice its warmth, aroma, and flavor. Engaging your senses pulls you out of your thoughts and into the experience of now. Do one thing at a time. Multitasking divides your attention and keeps you from fully experiencing what you're doing. Instead, focus on one task at a time. Whether it's eating, walking, or working, give it your full attention. Limit distractions. Distractions like social media or constant notifications pull you away from the present. Set boundaries, like designated times for checking your phone, to keep your focus on the here and now. Reflect at the end of each day. Spend a few minutes each evening reflecting on moments when you felt present. What did you enjoy? What felt meaningful? This practice reinforces the habit of living in the moment. Morning mindfulness ritual. Before starting your day, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and repeat to yourself, "I will embrace today with presence and awareness." Let this intention guide you through the day. Create small reminders to stay present. For example, every time you check your phone or eat a meal, pause for a moment to appreciate the present. Why living in the present matters. When you live in the present moment, life feels richer. You're no longer rushing from one task to the next or drowning in worries about the future. Instead, you're fully experiencing each moment, making meaningful connections, and appreciating the beauty around you. Buddhism teaches that the present is where happiness resides. It's not found in chasing future goals or regretting the past. It's here, right now, waiting for you to notice it. The more you practice presence, the more you'll realize that the life you're seeking is already here, unfolding in this very moment. Think of the present as a gift. Each moment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and experience joy. But like any gift, it can only be appreciated if you unwrap it. Quit neglecting the present moment and start embracing the power of now. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, but this moment is yours to live fully. The end of 2024, make a commitment to pause, breathe, and savor the gift of today. Your life will feel more peaceful, purposeful, and alive when you stop living in your thoughts and start living in the moment. As this year comes to a close, remember that true growth doesn't come from adding more to your life. It comes from letting go of what no longer serves you. By quitting these 6 things, you're not just making room for success and peace. You're stepping into the best version of yourself. Which one of these resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share it with someone who needs this wisdom, and subscribe for more life-changing lessons rooted in Buddhist teachings. Thank you for being here. Until next time, stay mindful, stay strong, and stay true to yourself.